What's up, folks? It's the Sportsbook Killa, UFC Vegas 93. Do not miss it. It's a pretty good fight card, and we're going to make some money. I got a strong feeling about this. We got the main event, Alex Perez. He's going to be battling Tatsuro Taira. These are the flyweights. I like this fight here because I honestly think it's an easy pick. I'm going to roll with Tatsuro Taira. Let me give you a little information on Alex Perez. He's good. He's a solid fighter. He's a pressure fighter, good wrestler, has a good ground game, and he's a versatile striker. But Tatsuro Taira is 15-0. He's 24 years old. He has phenomenal takedowns. He has relentless grappling. He escapes submissions well. He has a great ground game. He's a hard and very versatile striker, and he has good cardio. I'm going with Tatsuro Taira all the way. This is one of my stronger picks. And I'm even going to sprinkle a little something on a submission prop because I think he may be able to get a rear naked choke off of Alex Perez in this one. Next fight, we got the middleweights. Ikram Aliskerov going up against Antonio Tricoli. This one's pretty cut and dry. Let me give you some info. The only guy to beat Ikram Aliskerov is years ago Khamzat Chimaev. That's pretty much it. He's 15-1. He's a former Sambo world champion. He's on a 7-fight win streak. And if that doesn't do it for you, he's from Dagestan, Russia, and has KO power from all of his strikes, kicks or punches. I'm going with Ikram Aliskerov, even though he's coming in at minus 900, so you got to give up pretty much almost 10-1 odds to bet on him. I'm going to go with a spread bet on this. Maybe that'll lower the money line some to maybe 600 or 700, where I have to bet and give up minus 3.5 points. So if it comes to a decision, Aliskerov will have to win by at least 4 points. And also, if Aliskerov stops Tricoli, I still win that bet as well with the spread. And I'm going to do the under 2.5 round prop as well. And I may throw just a little something on under 1.5 round prop because I can see Aliskerov getting this fight over with relatively quick. But if not, I'm just going to go with the under 2.5 round prop and take Ikram Aliskerov to win. No question. Next fight, we got the featherweights. Timmy Kawamba versus Lucas Almeida. I've looked at their fights. Timmy Kawamba has good boxing, fast hands, good takedown defense too. Lucas Almeida is a jiu-jitsu black belt, kickboxing black belt, and Muay Thai black belt, but he has a very weak ground game. And all of those black belts, I just don't see him having an advantage in this fight, even with that. I'm not impressed by either fighter, therefore I will not bet on either fighter. You guys can make your own decision on that, but I am going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round and that the fight starts the third round. Next fight, we got the bantamweights. Douglas Silva de Andrade going up against Miles Johns. There's another fight. I don't like either fighter. I will not bet on Miles Johns, and certainly not Silva DeAndre at 37 years old. Just not going to do it. But I will take a chance and bet that the fight starts the second round and bet that the fight starts the third round. You can do that with DraftKings now. But I don't care and don't even want to waste my time trying to pick who's going to win this fight because I think it's up for grabs. The money line is a coin toss, so that's up to you. If you want to flip a coin and pick either fighter, that'd be just as good as if I tried to analyze it and pick one for you. So, next fight, we got the flyweights. Asu Almabayev going up against Jose Johnson. This is an interesting fight because Jose Johnson is 6 feet tall. Almabayev is 5'4". Very interesting fight. But Almabayev is from Kazakhstan. He has phenomenal takedowns, great grappling, relentless grappling. He's a hard, versatile striker, and his ground game is on point. I'm going to be going with Almabayev all the way. All the way. He's coming in at minus 575, meaning you got to give up roughly 6-1 odds to bet on him. But he's one of my locks. He's one of my stronger picks, no question. And I'm even going to throw just a little something on the under 2.5 round prop just in case he gets the submission. Jose Johnson, he's a tall, versatile striker. His ground game is weak, though, and that's going to hurt him against Almabayev. So Almabayev is the pick for this one and under 2.5 rounds. Next fight, we got the bantamweights. Brady Heastan going up against Garrett Armfield. Now, this is tough because Garrett Armfield is good. Well, both of these guys are relatively new to the UFC. Brady Heastan is a relentless grappler. His wrestling is on point. He has phenomenal ground game. Very good wrestling. He's jiu-jitsu brown belt. Garrett Armfield, jiu-jitsu purple belt, but he's a taekwondo black belt. He has really good boxing, and he's a hard puncher. And he has good takedown defense, which makes this fight very interesting. I'm going to take the upset and go with Brady Heastan. I really am. Anybody that knows me knows I like those relentless grapplers. I like those guys that can chain wrestle, those guys that can get you to the ground and hold you down for a while. So I'm going to take a chance on Brady Heastan to pull off the upset and take down Armfield at least a few times in this fight and maybe hold him down a few minutes, just enough for him to get the win. And so I'll ride with that. I'll ride with Brady Heastan. Garrett Armfield is good, but nothing so exciting that I just have to bet on him. So Brady Heastan is going to be my pick for this one. I didn't do an over-under on this one. Next fight, we got the flyweights. Tahir Ulanbekov going up against Joshua Vaughn. Everybody in the comments section, I'm getting folks already on Joshua Vaughn train. Okay, I got y'all. I'm going with Tahir Ulanbekov all the way. And I'll tell you why. Reason number one, he's from Dagestan, Russia. Reason number two, he's a hard puncher. Reason number three, he has a great ground game. And you know, not only just him having a great ground game, he has great striking too. He can hit. So I'm going to go with Tahir Ulanbekov because Joshua Vaughn, we haven't really seen him show much of a ground game. And it will be tested against this guy. That's for sure. Joshua Vaughn, he can box and he has a strong chin. But that's not enough to beat these guys from Dagestan, Russia. It just doesn't work that way. Those guys train way too hard. So I'll be taking Ulanbekov for the win. And I'm also going to throw a little something on the under 2.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the flyweights. Jimmy Flick versus Nate Maness. I do not bet on Jimmy Flick. This guy is all jiu-jitsu. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt, but his striking's weak, his wrestling's weak. He can submit you if he gets you on the ground, but him getting you on the ground is a lot tougher than you could imagine. He doesn't. His wrestling's just not on point, and his boxing is much worse than his wrestling. So I do not bet on Jimmy Flick unless he's fighting somebody that has absolutely zero skills at all, which is rare. So I'm going to be riding with Nate Maness. Now, I don't think Nate Maness is a 5-1 favorite over Jimmy Flick because Jimmy Flick, if he finds a way to get the fight to the ground, he could submit Nate Maness. He could do that. But I'm going to go with Nate Maness to win this fight. And I'm also going to take the DraftKings prop bet that the fight starts the second round. Next fight, we got the welterweights. Josh Quinlan going up against Adam Fugit. This should be a really good fight. Both of these guys about equal as far as talent goes. Both of them are tough. They can stand and bang, both of these guys. They can take a beating, too. We've seen it. So I'm not even going to pick a winner here. I guess if I had to pick somebody, I might lean Adam Fugit, but I'm not really going to fool with this fight. I'm just going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the second round. Next fight, we got the flyweights. Flyweight women's division, actually. Carly Judas is going up against Gabriela Fernandez. Carly Judas, both of these girls are relatively new to the UFC, but Carly Judas, she's showing some good stuff in striking. She's a versatile striker. She has decent cardio, but she hasn't really fought that UFC caliber talent. Gabriela Fernandez has fought that UFC caliber talent, and although she didn't get wins, she showed that she can compete. She showed that they just can't steamroll over her. So and I like the way Gabriela Fernandez fights. I like the way she boxes. I like the way she strikes. I'm going to go with Gabriela Fernandez to win. And I'm also going to bet the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop in this one. Next fight, we got the featherweights. Jacob Cerrejillo going up against Weston Wilson. Jacob Cerrejillo, he's like almost 4-1 against Weston Wilson, and I don't see Jacob being that good. He does have KO power, and he has very fast hands. And Weston Wilson does seem to get knocked out. So I can understand a little bit, but 4-1, that's a bit much. I'm going to lean Jacob for this one. I'm not going to ride too heavy on him because I watched his fights, and I'm not all that impressed. I'm really not. But he may have just enough to take Weston Wilson out. Maybe. Weston Wilson is a jiu-jitsu brown belt and a karate black belt. He's tall, lanky. His chin just doesn't hold up. So I'm going to go with Jacob. I'm going to lean Jacob. Not too heavy, but I'm going to lean Jacob to win this. And I'm going to take the under 2.5 round prop just in case Jacob gets that KO. Next fight. We got the straw weights. Josephine Knudsen going up against Julia Palastri. Josephine Knudsen is a 3-time Muay Thai champ. She's a pressure fighter. She has phenomenal takedown defense, and her strikes are fast. Palastri, she has a good ground game and good cardio. I'm going to lean Josephine Knudsen in this one. And I'm definitely going to take, Knudsen is undefeated. She's going to be coming in at like 10-0. But Palastri looks okay. She doesn't look like the fighter that's just going to get steamrolled over. So I'm going to go with Josephine Knudsen to win, and I'll take the over 1.5 round prop and the over 2.5 round prop with that. Next fight, we got the featherweights. Melchizel Costa going up against Shayalan Nerdembeki. This fight's going to be very interesting. Both of these guys are good. Nerdembeki, his relentless grappling is going to be really interesting. I'm not even going to touch this fight. I don't have I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I think Costa is definitely going to be the better striker, and he has really good takedown defense. But Costa, the question is, can Nerdembeki get a few takedowns? If he does, then he more than likely wins because he's a big, thick wrestler. If he grabs you and he pins you up against the cage, and if he gets the takedown, it could be a long night for Costa. But I think Costa is the more talented fighter here. So I can't touch either one because I have no idea how this fight's going to go down. I'm going to bet that the fight starts the 3rd round and that the fight starts the 2nd round. Should have said it the other way. I'm going to take the prop bet that the fight starts the 2nd round and that the fight starts the 3rd round. But I can't pick a winner for this one. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole fight card broke down. It should be some good money made. I'll just say this. If you want to bet on this fight card, everybody from Dagestan, Russia, I put my money on them. I don't bet against Dagestan. It's very, well, I won't say I don't. I rarely bet against Dagestan. And on this card, it should be some pretty easy money. Good luck this Saturday, folks.